Hey, you clucking legends. Hope everybody's having a great day today. Today I wanted to talk about Marathon. I've been wanting to cover a game from announcement to release for a long time, and I think Marathon is going to be that game that I do that with. But why Marathon out of all the other games that I could possibly pick? Well, for a few reasons. One, I used to be a huge Bungie fan. I mean, Halo, I was one of those fanboys where you weren't allowed to talk shit about Halo. Like, that was my game. You don't get to talk bad about it. It's also the franchise that got me into gaming, and it's also the franchise that made me go and get my degree in game design, because I wanted to make the next Halo. But also, as you probably know if you do watch my channel, I'm a big FPS fan. I have multiple videos on Overwatch. I've got some highlight reels from Titanfall, Overwatch, Battlefield. I think I even have some gameplay of Call of Duty on my channel. I mean, I play a little bit of everything under the sun, but FPS is probably the biggest genre that I play. There was a year where I played nothing but Modern Warfare 2 and Halo 3. And I even entered into a few tournaments where I made semifinals, and, well, obviously, if I'm not saying I was a champion, I lost. But it was a lot of fun. I'm really big into FPS. It's one of my favorite genres. You may have noticed that I said I used to be one of Bungie's biggest fans. And that's because, well, Destiny sort of ruined it for me, I'll be honest. There's a lot that I don't like about Destiny. However, the shooting mechanics aren't one of them. I think Destiny is one of the best feeling shooters out there. It's just everything else that sucks. But I think Marathon might be the game that gets me back on Bungie's side a little bit. Well, let's talk about what I know about Marathon. At first, it was a whole lot of nothing. Honestly, all I knew is that they had made Marathon games before they made Halo, and that was sort of it. But since this announcement, I've done some research, and I've even played the very first Marathon game. Obviously, what they're making here is going to be nothing like the original, but I still think it's important to play the originals to get some sort of idea of where they might be going with some parts of it, as far as maybe lore. I know it's going to be a multiplayer only game, it's an extraction game, but there's still bits in just that trailer where after playing the game, I was able to watch the trailer again and be like, oh, okay, that's coming back from those games. And I think it would be interesting to see how it's evolved since then as well, as the first game came out in 1994. I mean, that's before I was even born. 3 years before I was born. Now, I have some experience with extraction games. I've played DMZ on Call of Duty. I've never played Tarkov. And I would say the Dark Zone, or even the Survival DLC on the Division 1, would also technically be kind of an extraction game. So I have a little bit of experience with these extraction games. I'm not sure what Tarkov is exactly like, so I can't speak on that, if it's going to be similar or not to that. So most of my comparisons and things are going to be from DMZ. I want to take a look at the trailer that they announced. So we'll just play through it real quick, and then we'll probably start going scene by scene and pointing out things that I noticed. Alright, so let's start by taking a look at the thing that's on the character's back. It's clearly a countdown timer. It starts at 40, and through the entire trailer here, you can see that the number ticks down. Now this, I assume, is the countdown timer for how long you have to extract. However, I find it interesting that it's on the character's back, which makes me wonder if maybe this is third person? It would be interesting if they were trying to go the route of reducing the visual clutter with having a HUD and everything is sort of displayed on your character instead, sort of like Dead Space. But in order for that to be a thing, it would have to be third person, and Bungie is more known for first person games. So I'm curious if this at all means that it's third person. What we have here is a Weaveworm CB version 7.3. Basically, these things are part of a cloning process. What it looks like to me is that these things put the skin and, I guess, fibers over things. So there's essentially like a frame that's made, and then they put the layers over the frame. You also might notice that there's a QR code on the head there. You can scan that and it'll take you to a website. We'll get into that at some point. I have looked at that. In fact, that's actually how I learned what these things are called. The character is actually made out of carbon fiber, steel, titanium, and ceramic. Again, this is all information found from the QR code, which we'll take a look at. Here we have some more of the cloning process. They're put in these bags. I want to say this might be how they get the blood. Possibly because there's a scene where there's blue liquid being pumped in, and when the character is shot towards the end, he's bleeding blue. Not sure what's up with the blue blood. That might be in one of the cards that I haven't translated yet. This also might be kind of like lore to be like why you respawn, because you're a clone. Where this is only kind of seen in games like Dark Souls or BioShock that explain why you respawn. Here we have some code I don't know. I have no clue if that's something that people can figure out what those mean. I don't know. This is a compiler. It's a enemy from the previous games, so I assume there will be a PvE part of this game. You will have seen these guys in the footage at the beginning of this video. I fought a couple of them. They like to open up their cloak like a creeper on the street and shoot green balls at you. At least that's how it worked in Marathon 1. Here we have what I assume is the blood, only because it's blue. That's really the only reason I think that. So I believe there's going to be at least 3 different groups. So you're going to have the UESC, which is, I believe, the group that you play as in the old Marathon games. And that's who's getting shot here. And then you have the aliens, which I'm not really sure how to pronounce their name. I'm gonna say 4? I don't know, PFHOR. You pronounce that however you want. And then you have the group here that just shot our boy there, our Titan from Destiny. and I noticed they had Traxxas written on them. So I want to say it's 3 different factions there. And the Traxxas group here was the one doing the cloning, but you can see that the UESC guy here has blue blood, so I assume he's also a clone. So I'm not sure there's going to be some form of like picking one of the 2 factions to load in with, and maybe there's sort of a For Honor mechanic where you have the different factions fighting over territories or whatever. I'm not sure. Or it could just be cosmetic purposes. Here she's pulling something off of him, out of him. It looks like out of him, but I couldn't really tell what that was. And as we zoom out here, you can see that there's like a hurricane. Pretty cool looking. Don't know if that's going to have any significance. It would be cool to have like weather effects. You know, maybe sometimes it's raining, sometimes it's not. You know, maybe something that distorts your vision sometimes, you know? I don't know. They could do some neat things with it. So next, this is what happens when you use the QR code. It takes you to this website. And basically this is just a bunch of information. That's how I knew what the worms were called and what the character was made out of. But it's all in Japanese. Which I don't know what the significance of that is, other than it's a Japanese company in this universe that's doing the cloning. I'm gonna try and pronounce the name of the company. Sekiguchi Genetics. You can learn some lore about the skin. Basically, a lot of this stuff I feel like is lore for cosmetics. Interestingly enough. Because they mention, you know, changing the identity and the way things look. I'm gonna say it's pretty much lore for cosmetics. Why your character might look different from another one, even though you're all clones. You can also learn about the different scientists that created this stuff, if you're interested at all. So the scientists are going to be the green cards, and the other cards with pictures, those are going to be the different, you know, parts of your character, I guess. Alright, I think I'm going to end this video here. I know that they did a developer Vidoc, and I may make a separate video to discuss that stuff, because there's a few things in there that are interesting, but overall I don't think there's too much to go over. I do know that they said that they're going to go dark for a while, and the next time we hear about the game it'll be going into beta. It's currently in alpha, and I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to seeing what this game really is, and if it does something new for the extraction shooter genre, I guess. And yeah, I'd like to thank everyone for watching. Let me know what you think about any of the stuff I discussed here. Do you think it's going to be a first-person shooter or a third-person shooter? Are you excited about this at all? Do you care? Has Destiny turned you away from anything Bungie's gonna make? Or are you still holding out hope that they still have that magic in them? Let me know down in the comments. And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe if
you liked this at all. Alright, catch y'all later.